We're following some breaking news this morning. A man is in the hospital after a shooting on Dale Mabry Highway in Tampa. Police say two men got into an argument this morning around 4:15 at the Marathon gas station on North Dale Mabry Highway, just north of I-275. They say a 44-year-old man was hit in the leg. Now, his injuries are said to be non-life-threatening. No word on any arrests as this investigation continues.
Hernando County Fire Rescue tells us the child playing with a lighter caused a fire at a Spring Hill home. They say the child accidentally set their bed on fire, which you can see there at the home along Reynolds Avenue around midnight yesterday. Crews were able to quickly get those flames extinguished. No one was hurt. Hear from the US Marshals Service as they reveal the details of what they call the most successful missing child recovery operation in organization history.
So they say at least 60 critically missing children have been recovered. US Marshals work with local law enforcement in Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Pasco counties for this operation. According to the Florida Department of Children and Families, more than 350 youth were verified as victims of commercial sexual exploitation in Florida in 2022. Experts say that number is likely much higher because of underreporting and other factors.
Oftentimes these young people have felt like there's no one in their corner. There's nobody that's helping them. They feel alone, they feel abandoned, they feel like they have to look out for themselves and no one else will.
Now, once the children are at the recovery center, they're given some food, a hot shower, and even some new clothes. They'll also receive medical and psychological checkups.
And all eyes here on gas prices, as well as there are worries that oil prices could skyrocket due to the situation in the Middle East. Oil prices this morning are at $78 a barrel and have risen by 3% in the wake of the Iran strikes. Gas prices in our state are at $3.11 a gallon, up about 17 cents since last week. National average is sitting at $3.22 a gallon. Happening today, it's the final opportunity for Hillsborough County neighbors to hear from officials on how hundreds of millions of dollars in hurricane relief money should be spent.
Yeah, let's check in with 8 on your side's Jenna Bass live in Hillsborough County with how you can give your input. What's up, Jenna?
Hey, good morning, guys. So the county has held several of these meetings over the past month or so, but tonight is going to be your final chance to get your voice heard in person here at the Victor Chris Community Center on how Hillsborough County plans on spending that hurricane recovery fund. More than $700 million of federal spending is on the table. The county is looking for residential input on how to help the community recover from the last 2 years of hurricanes with those funds. Some residents at previous hurricane meetings vividly recalling how floods from those storms affected their homes.
It was dirty sewer water. That's what bothered me.
Addressing stormwater drainage was a concern for many.
The drainage would be the most important thing to me, and then helping people like me get back into their homes and, function day to day in their own surroundings.
At least 70% of the money must benefit low to moderate income populations and aimed at communities where residents remain displaced and struggling the hardest.
If I didn't have a relative, I would be on the street.
My neighbor's still not in her house. Another gentleman down the street is still not in his house. Another one across the street and over is not back in their house. They can't get back in.
So if you would like to get your voice heard here in person, that meeting does run from 6 to 8 p.m. Now, if you were unable to make any of the past meetings or the meeting tonight, you can always try the survey online at Hillsborough County's website, and that survey is going to remain open through July 7th. For now, we're live out in Tampa. Jenna Bass, 8 on your side.
New this morning, 2 elementary school students' STEM project turned working prototype took to the sands of Clearwater Beach for a test run. 8 on your side's Jenna Bass had the chance to meet the 2 student inventors and Orca, the trash can robot.
Meet Orca. He's a small trash collecting robot 2 students from Pride Elementary School in New Tampa are hoping will turn into the next big idea. The idea started when 2 friends,
best friends from pre-K.
Best friends, Eris Isaac and Caden Mack, decided to tackle beach litter for their STEM project. They learned that according to the US Environmental Protection Agency, over 800 species of wildlife globally are affected by beach pollution.
So basically we created this project because we like helping people and animals because of all the trash we see on the beaches, and we wanted to make a difference because it's been hurting our environment and the economy in many ways.
Their Orca prototype is made up of household items.
He's made up of cardboard, wood, and an RC car.
Plus a heavy-duty trash bag and the painted Orca design, all repurposed for the boys' environmentally friendly vision.
Last year, I created a trash robot and entered it into the Hillsborough STEM Fair. This year, me and Eris wanted to improve the design and make it more compatible for beaches.
So with their family in full support of ORCA, which stands for Ocean Robotics Collection Administration, the boys headed straight to Clearwater Beach for a practice run.
I'd be happy to take your trash for you.
Caden and Eris are hoping to keep ORCA's momentum going and someday rolling right along to a beach or sidewalk near you.
The main goal is to get investors interested in Orca so we can take him from being a prototype to a real-life product.
Reporting in Clearwater, Jenna Bass, 8 on your side.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. Today is a big announcement. It's a tough situation that got us here, but we're excited to announce the successful completion of the largest child rescue operation, not just in Florida's history, but in United States history. In a 2-week period, this team, a collective work of many agencies and law enforcement personnel, rescued 60 kids, kids that were in critical danger, many the victims of trafficking, many missing kids. We got a lot of people up here, and that's because it took a lot of people to get this done. What makes Florida the rule of law state is we're great at working together in collaboration across agency lines. So I'm excited to have here with me today William Berger, the US Marshal for the Central District of Florida, Taylor Hatch, Secretary of Florida Department of Children and Families, Rita Peters, Special Counsel to the Florida AG's Office, Mark Glass, Commissioner, FDLE, Catherine Gomez, Director, Florida Department of Juvenile Justice, Human Trafficking Intervention, Callahan Walsh, Executive Director of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Lee Burkhall, Chief of the Tampa Police Department, Anthony Holloway, Chief of the St. Petersburg Police Department, Tracy Cayley, Director of Operations for Baycare Behavioral Health, and Natasha Nascimento, Chief Executive Officer of Redefining Refuge. This is what it's all about. This is why we do the job. I've been on the job now several months. I've got 3 little kids, and I've made clear protecting our kids and keeping Florida the safest state to raise a family is our #1 priority. Today is a result of the hard work to deliver on that promise. Many of these kids have been through painful, disastrous situations, but at least today we've rescued them and we now can work towards recovery. I want to thank our law enforcement partners. I want to thank our victims advocates for being there for these kids in a time of need. And I want to thank my statewide prosecution team for coming in heavy here. We've put a lot of work on the statewide prosecutors since I took office, and they have delivered. I thank God daily for them, the work they're doing that's keeping the streets safe. And I want to thank everybody that wears a badge and puts their life on the line. They save lives. So I'm not going to say a lot here today because these people did the hard work. I'm proud of them. I thank them. We got 60 kids safely back in our custody because of them. So thank you. I'll turn it over to the Marshal.
Thank you, General, and I know children are a priority with you. My name is Bill Berger, B-E-R-G-E-R, United States Marshal, Middle District of Florida, and I am overwhelmed by the results of this operation. Operation Dragonfly Eye, the largest in the history of the United States Marshal Service, if not the history of the United States. As the AG mentioned, 60 juveniles recovered in 2 weeks, ranging from age 9 to 17 years of age. Several years ago, Atlanta had a similar operation, which resulted in the recovery of 30 children over 6 weeks. This effort was a collaboration of, as the AG mentioned, 20 agencies with over 100 people involved. I want to thank the AG for providing the statewide special prosecutors. I want to say special thanks to Sheriffs Chronister, Golteri, and Naco, FDLE, of course, our police chiefs, my friends, Lee Burkhall and Tony Holloway, Hillsborough County State Attorney, Susie Lopez, who many will be speaking in the very near future. It should be noted that Tampa Mayor Jane Castor and former Mayor Bob Buckhorn also visited the command post and spoke to our team, emphasizing the importance of this operation. We put together this operation emphasizing recoveries, but I can tell you I stressed arrest, because experience tells us if the offenders are not apprehended, they will reconnect with these children. They are, in my opinion, leeches. Behind me, you will see the pictures of 8 persons who were arrested and charged with crimes ranging from human trafficking, child endangerment, drug possession, and trafficking. When arrested, they were given bonds ranging from no bond to $250 million bond. I've never heard of that before. Finally, it is important to give credit where credit is due. The one person who was tasked with setting up this operation and universally has been recognized by all people involved is Deputy US Marshal Mario Price. Mario will make himself available after this conference. Thank you very much.